Now, before we start discussing estimation, we have one small topic to be discussed under detection. That's about maximum a posteriori receiver or map receiver. Maximum a posteriori probability receiver, so to say. I didn't write that word here. Maximum a posteriori probability receiver. In short, we call it as the map receiver. So what happens in the map receiver, or how we can develop this discussion, is by starting from the expression for risk. So I'm going to explain here from the perspective of binary hypothesis testing, and for binary hypothesis testing the risk was expressed. Of course, it can be expressed in various forms. We discussed this in the previous video. So we can express the risk as equal to, I think I had introduced this expression while discussing the Neyman-Pearson criteria, or the somewhere around that video. So we can express the risk, or maybe during the discussion of minimax, I don't remember exactly, but the risk is also expressible like this. So the terms are relevant. I mean, you know the terms by this time, the terms which appear here. C00 P0 1 minus PF plus C11 P1 PD plus C01 PM P1 plus C10 PF P0. Probability of miss, probability of false alarm, probability of detection. Now, say cost is like this. That means no cost for a correct decision, no cost incurred, and for wrong decision the cost is 1. Now, if this is the case, the risk becomes equal to, you can substitute these over here, this term vanishes, and you will have C0 as equal to 1. So PM P1 plus C10 is also 1, PF P0. Now in this expression, we had, of course, even this was discussed earlier, but I will discuss it in a bit more detail here. In this expression, PM is the probability of a miss, which is nothing but the probability of the receiver making the type of error, the probability of the receiver making the type of error where H1 is declared as H0. So if you speak in terms of a binary communication system, so to say, this is the type of error where probably bit 1 is declared as bit 0. Similarly, probability of false alarm is the probability of that type of error where H0 is declared as H1. So again, in terms of a binary communication system, we can say that it is 0 declared as 1. And this is the probability of H0 being true hypothesis. This is the probability of H1 being true hypothesis P1, and this is the probability of H0 being true hypothesis. So now if you look at this closely, you have a certain type. There are two types of errors possible. One is H1 being declared as H0. The other one is H0 being declared as H1. The respective probabilities are here, and each of them are multiplied by the they are respectively multiplied by the probability of H1 being true, H1 being declared as H0, the probability of making that error, multiplied by H1 being the true probability of H1 being the true. Similarly, to that we are adding probability of the type of error where H0 is declared as H1, and it is multiplied by the probability of H0 being true. So this is nothing but the average probability of error by the receiver. So we will write it as probability of error, and I will express it like this: probability of error. So any receiver which minimizes the risk, any receiver which minimizes the risk, the receiver which is based on Bayes criterion, any receiver which minimizes the risk is one in this context. That is, when costs are like this, any receiver which minimizes the risk becomes a receiver which minimizes the probability of error, and hence we can call such a receiver as the minimum probability of error receiver. So that is the first point to be noted. Now further, if P1 is equal to P0 is equal to 1 by 2, if P1 is equal to P0 is equal to 1 by 2, that is, the probability of occurrence of the hypothesis is the same, we can simply write this as equal to Pm plus Pf by 2, and it still is the probability of error. So a minimum probability of error receiver is one which minimizes the risk in this given or under these conditions for the cost. So now a minimum risk receiver, that functioning of a receiver which minimizes the risk, or equivalently which minimizes the probability of error, is the way the method it adapts is to compare the likelihood ratio with a threshold, and the threshold is set in such a way that the ratio of cost difference multiplied by the ratio of probability of occurrence of the hypothesis, and under these conditions the threshold becomes 1. Again, something we had discussed earlier, P0 is equal to P1 and the costs are as given here, the threshold becomes 1. And if it is more than the threshold, we declare H1, less than threshold, we declare H0. So threshold is 1 here, eta is 1 in this case. Now this becomes, a receiver which minimizes the risk, we have seen it also minimizes the probability of error under these conditions, and a receiver which minimizes the risk functions or works on this principle, and this principle is called as a system, or I will write the short form because you know what is the short form now. It is a receiver which works or which does an LLR test, likelihood ratio test. So this is the likelihood ratio, and the test is that it is compared with 1 and a decision is taken. Compared with 1 in the sense compared with eta happens to be 1 here, and a decision is taken like this. So remember, minimum risk receiver is a minimum probability of error receiver, and that minimum risk receiver or minimum probability of error receiver works or takes a decision by or through an LLR test, which is as given here. Now this is a ratio of likelihoods. Remember, this is a ratio of likelihoods. Now if we write this as that ratio itself, what happens is we will have PR H1 or H1, that is the numerator, PR H0 or H0. This is the likelihood ratio test. Now this is the same as comparing these two. This is the same as comparing these two. Now what is happening, actually this is the same as LLR test, the likelihood ratio test, which is another way when you express, like this is the same as likelihood ratio test when eta is 1. Eta is 1 under these conditions when P0 is equal to P1 and costs are like this. And when you can, the LLR test is equivalent to this. And what you are actually doing is you are comparing likelihoods here. So earlier you were comparing the likelihood ratio. Now you are comparing the likelihoods. So what we do here is, when under this test, it is the same as LLR test, but what we are doing here is, having received a random vector R, you plug it in the two density function, the two conditional density function, and if the conditional density function given h1 is having a larger value than the conditional density function given h0, when you plug in that received R, you declare h1 is true. If it is the other way, you declare h0 is true. So this becomes a likelihood. These are called as likelihoods now. So depending on which likelihood is more than the other, you take a decision on either h1 or h0. So the LLR receiver, the receiver which conducts the likelihood ratio test, is a receiver. It is a maximum likelihood receiver, because we saw that under these conditions, I may not repeat it always now, under these conditions, a likelihood ratio test becomes a comparison of the likelihoods, and whichever is maximum, based on that we take a decision either h1 or h0, and hence a minimum risk receiver, which is a minimum probability of error receiver, making the probability of error minimum, is nothing but a maximum likelihood receiver. So this point we have to keep in mind. Now, to further proceed further and understand what is a map receiver, we take help of the Bayes rule, which says that, which is actually a connection between conditional density functions. So it can be, as you know, it can be expressed, we can proceed like this, we can write like this: joint probability of AB is given by this or this. They are equivalent. And this means that since these are equal to each other, probability of A given B into probability of B divided by probability of A is probability of B given A. So if this is now applied here, we can apply this here, because we have a conditional probability density function here, we have a conditional probability here. So if we compare these two and try to express this in terms of this, we will end up getting, so maybe I'll write here so that we'll have the continuity, because we'll get the link. So I'll write here. We can express this as probability of, you can compare and write probability of H1 being the true hypothesis given a random vector R is received, multiplied by probability density function of random vector R divided by probability of H1 being the true hypothesis. You can compare and you can see that this is because probability of B given A, we can see that as density function of R given H. So B's role is played by R and A's role is played by H1. So we get it like this. And similarly, here I will wipe it because there is no space. This becomes probability of H0 being true given R is received, multiplied by density function of R divided by probability of H0 being true. Now this is not required, and still remember that this is a likelihood test. we have expressed it in a different way. This is still a likelihood test, and it is still a maximum likelihood receiver. We just express the likelihoods in a different way. Now we can get rid of this because that is not going to affect the comparison. They are there on both sides, and since P0 is P1, we can get rid of this. So what we have now is probability of H1 being true given random vector R received is compared with probability of H0 being true given random vector R is received. And then if this is more, naturally H1 is a true hypothesis and this is more, H0 is a true hypothesis. Now this is called as the a posteriori probability. These are called as the a posteriori probabilities. A posteriori probability because you have received a number, a random vector. You have received a set of numbers or a number, depending on what you have received, whether a random variable or a random vector. You have received some number, and with that as a condition, you are trying to find the probability of which hypothesis is true. So probability of H1 being true hypothesis, given that you have received some numbers, that becomes the a posteriori probability. So a posteriori probability of H1 or a posteriori probability of H0, which one is more? Depending on that, you are taking a decision. And hence, this type of a receiver is called as a maximum a posteriori probability receiver. Maximum a posteriori probability receiver, or in short it is called as a map receiver. It is called as a map receiver. So remember the flow under certain conditions, that is C01 is equal to C10 is equal to 1 and C00 is equal to C11 is equal to 0. The minimum risk receiver functions or is effectively or is the same as a minimum probability of error receiver, and that minimum risk receiver or minimum probability of error receiver basically works on a likelihood ratio test, and that likelihood ratio test is expressible as a test or a comparison of likelihoods, and hence that is called as a maximum likelihood receiver. Remember, these are all the same. And the maximum likelihood, the likelihood comparison can be expressed with the help of Bayes rule. We can express the maximum likelihood or the likelihood comparison as a comparison of a posteriori probabilities, as we still have it here. The rest of it I have cleaned. So that comparison of a posteriori probabilities will leads us to a maximum a posteriori probability receiver. So the minimum probability of error is the same as the maximum likelihood ratio, maximum likelihood receiver is the same as a maximum a posteriori probability receiver or a map receiver. So this is the last point to be discussed. Now in the from next video onwards, we will discuss on parameter, we'll be discussing parameter estimation.